Hi everyone, I'm going to talk through my Land Rover Discovery 3. I've owned this now for just over 2 years. I'm going to give you a rundown on its reliability, cost of ownership, run through some of the features on it as well, and see some of the special things which are on this particular vehicle. If you haven't watched our last video on the top 10 modifications for the Land Rover Discovery 3 and 4, please check that out. Over the next few weeks we're going to be teaming up with Billy from Ash 4x4. He's going to be helping us to create a series of videos talking through off-road driving techniques. To make sure you get those, please like, subscribe and click that notification bell. What I like about the Discovery 3 is the sheer size of it. You've got plenty of room for 7 adults in there. It's like a minibus inside. Getting in and out of the vehicle in the back's pretty easy as well. Fold down and then simply flip it up. And then you find there's plenty of space, even for someone like me who's 6 foot in the back. Headspace, loads of it. And then on the HSE model, one of the special differences in this is you actually get the complete set of sunroofs. It's one piece of glass that covers both the two in the back, which don't open. And then in the front you'll see you've got the opening, it opens and tilts. Folding the seats down gives you a huge space, and it can be a flat area, so you can turn this from being a minibus into a van. In the back as well we've still got some extra comfort. You see here we've got a small cubby hole where people can put their sandwiches and things. And then even in the back you've got a socket for the headphones and can control the audio. That huge area in the back with a flip down tailgate gives you masses of space to be able to store anything in there you want. Get a double bed in there. Not to mention, really handy as well, the little bench on the back here for sitting on. If you're thinking of buying a Land Rover Discovery 3, you want to check to see what the specification is. Although the models HSE, XE, etc. have differences between them, it's important to understand that many original customers spec'd up their vehicles. On this HSE model, it's pretty much got everything you can ever imagine on it. For example, we have the heated seats, that's both in the front and in the back. We even have a fridge just here. Great if you're out and about, and especially if you're off-roading, to keep your sandwiches and things in it. It has the heated front windscreen, and it has probably one of the best stereos I think for the year. Back in 2006, it's pretty amazing the actual stereo performance on this. Most of the Discovery 3s came with air suspension. You have a setting for off-road, normal, and also an access. The infotainment system's a little bit old, but it's still good. In the navigation, we actually have on here two options. We have the normal on-road navigation, which is by no means up to the normal Google standards. But also, if you are going off-road, which is pretty novel, you can actually put in your waypoints and navigate to places where there aren't roads. More interestingly is the 4x4 info. On here it gives you information about where the current settings are for the suspension, and also when you are going over terrain it will show you each wheel's position. It also shows on here the steering. You can see position of steering. Also really handy if you're off-road and going down steep areas, you want to make sure you've got your wheels straight. And then the terrain response setting. Next to the gear stick we've got the control for setting between the high ratio and the low ratio. You need to be in neutral to set it. It's now in low. And here we have the terrain response. Currently set to normal. We can also choose grass, gravel and snow, mud and ruts, sand, and also the rock crawl. On the display screen it shows you what setting your differentials are currently in. With the green padlock in the open, that means the diff is open. On this vehicle it actually has got the rear locking diff, but even though we're in the terrain response with the rock crawling mode, because we're not actually lost traction yet, it's still in open. When the vehicle loses traction, it automatically locks the diff and you'll see those change to red. We'll show you in the next video how those terrain responses differ in the way that they work. Billy will give us some tips on those. What I like about the Discovery, it's super comfy and really floats like a cloud, going over any speed bumps, potholes, anything like that. You really don't feel any of those with the air suspension. You also don't really feel the size of the vehicle when you're driving. It's got great visibility all round. Turning circle is also good. In fact, it's a better turning circle than that they have in the Discovery 2. Some of the things that I don't like about it is the running costs and the fuel consumptions. Typically with the off-road tyres and also the roof rack on, I'm getting around about 23 miles to the gallon. If I put the normal road tyres on a long run, if I drive carefully, I can perhaps get that up to 35. In terms of cost of ownership over the last 2 years, I've spent out in total around about £1,500. That's for 2 services, both an A and a B, and also had a couple of other things. First off was the brake vacuum diaphragm. I needed to have that replaced. That cost me, I think, around about 300. And then this year I had the bearing need to be fixed on the front, which is another, I think, £200. Sometimes I get a little bit worried about reliability. You hear lots of discussion in the forums about the crank, but I've not known anybody personally that's had the problem. I think it's important, if you are buying a vehicle, that you check to make sure the service history of it is bang up to date, and also it's been performed by somebody who knows what they're doing. I take this vehicle to LRC Congleton, who's an independent, and I think they do a great job there. Other things, if you are going to buy, make sure that it's had the belts done if it's coming up towards 100,000, and also make sure it's had the oil pump done. That was a known failure point, and if you don't replace either of those things, that can be a catastrophic engine failure. Last up, what I say is please like, subscribe, and get ready to see those videos that we're hopefully going to be bringing to you in the next few weeks with off-road driving techniques. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.